You guys may run into when upgrading your OEM bulbs to LED bulbs. Okay, here's an LED bulb right here. It's a really nice upgrade. Is that these bulb sockets break. Inside there's two tabs that hold the socket in. They snap, and what happens is you can't place a bulb in the socket. The bulb just pops right out. Therefore your bulb will not be illuminating. It actually happened on both of mine. A quick fix is taking, or a temporary fix, or a fix that if you're in a pinch, is taking electrical tape, taking a sliver of electrical tape, putting it at the base, and jamming it in back into the socket. And that's what I was doing for a good while. What was happening is that over time, if you do this quick fix with the electrical tape, is the bulb's going to pop out. You might end up getting pulled over, get a potential fine. No need to put yourself in that situation, all right? With that being said, this is how you properly address this situation. You're gonna have to get a pair of wire cutters, cut them off. You see we've got blue, we've got green, and there's a black stripe, and then we've got red. And you're lining up pick up this part on Amazon, all right? It's a bulb socket holder, 3156, 3157. All right, notice there's two electrical tabs in the center, all right, connection tabs. All right, so we go pink to red, blue to blue, or red to red, blue to blue, and then black goes to green / green wire with the black line in it, all right? The problem you're gonna run into when you do this method is that I searched everywhere. I could not find a OEM socket that fits in this hole. Now, if you really want to, you can buy the wiring harness for about 65, 75 bucks. Runs through here. Somewhere over here, there's a connection. You can just put in a brand new harness. That's an option. I've never done that before. What I recommend most of you guys do, all right, you're gonna need a Dremel tool. Now, I'm using a big blade. What I recommend is that if you have Dremel pieces in the past that you've used and it's got a much smaller head, it's much easier to work with a smaller head. That's why even if you grind down those pieces that, there's nothing left, there's just a little bit left, it's good to hold on to those pieces when you get into situations like this. So, with that being said, I just want to zoom in a little bit here. What you're going to have to do is take your Dremel tool and you're going to have to Dremel this, these corners out. Take a look at the bulb, the difference between, the fittings in the bulb and how this. Make the appropriate cuts, get it in there, push in, twist, and you're going to be done. This is the only method that I could find that really works to get this done. I did it on that side. Came out really well. I just smacked my head. Make sure you don't smack your head on that holder right there. So that's it. If you do run into this situation, this is the recommended way of doing it. I did put some duct or electrical tape on these corners to hold them down. So again, these blue wire holders, you can get like 500 of them for 20 bucks on Amazon. So price for all this probably $10 for the bulb, $10 for the set, $20 for a bunch of these. So for 50 bucks you get all the equipment you need. Hopefully you have one of these Dremel tools and you can put it back together. So again, there's another look coming in vertical. All right, so that's it, guys. Good luck.